You to all. Are you? I do to all of you. Thank you for coming. Thanks a lot for accepting the invitation to be. I would like to read his profile. Before that, I would like to remind all of you that please keep your phone on silent mode. If you like to go to the washroom now, please go, and if you'd like to have free water from the please all the what you call the worldly thing, except if there is emergency. Because once we get to the Gyan, the Ganga of the let's say, Navratri, and the importance of Navratri, it's very important that 1 hour we give it to ourselves. Nothing else I ask. It's for you. There's no other intention, and I will say that it's not easy to do the service of for the mankind, for the Lord, and for our own Sanatana Dharma. And that's what I think. We always think that some Baba will come and do it, but we have all have to inculcate these qualities in us. And Dr. Jadhav is one epitome of the same. I'm very happy that I have, I know him for last roughly 12 years, but it's just like maybe I'm blinded and, or maybe I was busy with other things, but obviously I'm very thankful to my Guru Ma, Swami Chidananda, because I've been in this path and went out and again came back, and I feel very, very fortunate to read Bhagavad Gita every day, every step, every day in the morning. I just be brief and let me talk about the Dr. Jadhav more. So Dr. Jadhav is a qualified surgeon, MS, and he has worked for the Indian State Service and also the Indian government as an IAS officer. And then he left the service of the private sector. In the meantime, he did MA English, MA Philosophy, MA History, and MA English Literature. And I think MA Sanskrit also. Sanskrit also, I think, has a deep study. I think by talking, he will tell you. And most important thing is he is erudite scholar who is definitely, I think this kind of people are not easy to find. I request all of you to please listen carefully, and if you can connect or if you can get associated in any way, please do so. On that note, I offer the sales to you, for example, please. Let's us with the topic today is the importance of Navratri. Over to you.
Hari Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jaman Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Deva Sadguru Brahma Vidwaram. Om Sadgurave Namah. Hari Om. इस घर में, in this house, the strot of punya karma is visibly palpable, coming from the parents of Bhuvanji. Gurudev has anyway cast a spell around and has perhaps put a minion to interact with you. We all do karma kand. We are all Hindus, Sanatana Hindus. We do all kind of karma kand. We have been asked a lot of questions by our own children about it. We are also asked about these rituals even by our neighbors or people from other religion. We think we do sadhana, spiritual practice. We want to do spiritual sadhana. But what is the current state of our sadhana? Very nicely, a Sufi saint has said, कश्ती भी नहीं बदली, दरिया भी नहीं बदला, हम डूबने वालों का जज्बा भी नहीं बदला. है शौके सफर ऐसा कि मुद्दते गुजरी यारो, लेकिन मंजिल भी नहीं पाई, रास्ता भी नहीं बदला. This correctly describes the state of our sadhana. Navratri is one of the most auspicious period in Hindu religion. If we have to just follow a fast for 9 days and do a worship of different Devi on the 9 days and do the Visarjanam on the 10th day, if that is the only purpose of celebrating the Navaratri, then why it has a place in Chaturdasha Vidyasthan? Itihas and Puran forms the part of Chaturdasha, 14 important scriptural journeys for any sadhaka. Look at the days on which Navratri is observed. We have 4 Navratris, by the way, in a year. And surprisingly, 2 of these Navratris are called Gupta Navratri. 2 of the Navratris are Pratyaksha Navratri. Right now, what is going on is Pratyaksha Navratra. Then what is this Gupta Navratra and when does it happen? Why Navratra happens on a particular day? We know that in a year, even as a student of geography, that there are 2 days on which days and nights are equal. We call it equinox. We call it equinox. And we have 2 days when the day is longest or the night is longest. As a student of geography, we all know this. Now comes the question, the equinox, which happens on 22nd of March, 21st of March, and 22nd of September, and the solstice, Ayana, as we call in Sanskrit, which happens on the other 2 days, which is 22nd of June, 21st of June, and 22nd of December, which are the longest day and longest night. Well, this has something to do with the sun, the moon, how I am connected with it. That is precisely where the concept of our understanding of the creation comes into the picture. So much study has gone into Srushti Utpatti that from the philosophical standpoint of Sankhya Darshan, there are 6 darshanas. One of that is Sankhya Darshana, which forms the 2nd adhyaya of Bhagavad Gita. If we go from Sankhya Darshan point of view, or even if you go from Purana point of view, all of them agree that there was a time when there was no creation. If anybody has by chance browsed through a sukta called Nasadiya Sukta in Rigveda, there was a serial called Discovery of India on television channels, which started with a song, Srushti ke pehle jab kuch nahi tha. That is Nasadiya Sukta. Now, stretch your imagination and try to think that nothing is existing. It's utterly impossible to imagine. The concept of pralaya that we have, which means there is a point of creation, there is a point of dissolution, and the creation, maintenance, and dissolution, utpatti, sthiti, and laya, is a continuous cyclical phenomena that is happening. The question comes, if this cyclical phenomena is happening and I happen to be a micro constituent which is normally referred in Shastra as a Jiva, can I be isolated from the creation as one individual? I have my own recognition. I was called by some name just now. But this is a naam given to me. I have a roop, good, bad, ugly, whatever, this height, that size. So I have my recognition as naam and rupa. But the fact is that my real recognition? Is it that what I am? And if I am not that, then every nama rupa that I see around, including the inner thing on which I am sitting, or a live thing like you with whom I'm interacting. The pramata subject, pramatru, the one which is an object, and the prameya, which is an object, and pramatru, the one who is trying to understand the object, all of them appear separate. We all are sitting separately. We all have names and different functions and jobs, and I have 2 children, but they are not mine, they are his. All that is there, but this is out of convenience of Vyavahara, transactional world. But from the Paramarthik Satta, from the spiritual standpoint of view, as all the great people, including Gurudeva, has told us that everybody is one. Yastu sarvani bhutani atmanneva anupashyati. The one who sees everybody as one. Now, this appears to be a very hypothetically far-stretched thing. How can I and the girl sitting in front of me, how can we be one? Because she is a girl, I am a man. To understand all this, we need to understand one thing, that who, why, and how the creation was made. First of all, why the creation was made? It was not my choice, because I'm part of the creation. It can't be my choice. So is it that somebody visualized the creation and created it? And what was the purpose of his creation? When you have a purpose, for example, you go to school. What is the purpose? To take the education. You work in office to perhaps earn the salary. You have a prayojana. When there is a prayojana, that action is called karma. And when there is no prayojana, yet the action takes place, we call it as a mad person. He has no prayojana, right? And when there is a prayojana which is beyond the understanding of human intellect, yet the action takes place, then it is not called as karma, it is called as leela. Liyate dravate iti leelaha. The meaning of the word leela is dravate. Dravate is flows. And also, stravate is also the flow. Stravate iti strihi. That stri is called stri because stravate, right? Now, this includes the physical manifestation as well as ever enlarging, ever burgeoning, ever expanding creation. Now, this creation is essentially considered to be a feminine aspect by us. So we have a confusion between 2 entities, Deva and Devi. Generally, the presumption is Dev is a male counterpart and Devi is a female counterpart. General presumption. But it is more surprising to note that Deva is a creation of Devi. The question comes, how? Bhagavan Shankara, Brahma, Vishnu, all the gods and goddesses are creation of Devi, who happens to be the creative counterpart of the Brahma, the ultimate truth. The ultimate truth has neither the interest nor the tendency to create anything. Saparyagat Shukram Shuddham Asnavaram. This is the description of ईशावास्योपनिषद of the Brahma. तो हमारे जो शिव जी है, देव शिव जी नहीं, हमारे जो आदि योगी शिव जी है, वो करते कुछ भी नहीं है. जो करने वाले शिव है, जिनका तांडव से नाता है, those Shivji is also part and parcel of Devi creation. That is why we always have a question in the mind. Durga Ma, Shivji के सीने के ऊपर, she is putting her foot on her. What a violation. It feels like a wife or Ardhangini is trampling upon. It is not so. The whole creation is her creation in the form of Prakruti of Sankhya Tattvajnana, Maya of Shankaracharya's Advaita Tattvajnana, or the Devi aspect that is worshipped by all of us. Since she has created everything, then why all of us are so unhappy, so sad, so sorrowful, so chintamaya? The reason for that is we are constantly desiring. Swami Ramatirtha was one of the great saints. He used to write beautiful lines. One of his lines is, Chah chuhari chuhari. Desire is like a rat. Chah chuhari chuhari, tu नीचों की भी नीच. मैं तो ब्रह्म था जो तू न आती बीच. This is what he said, which indicates what desire can do. But through his sadhana, when he reached to the other end, he wrote another couplet. चाह मिटी चिंता मिटी मनवा बेपरवाह, जिनको कछु नहीं चाहिए वही शहंशाह. This journey from desire to desireless, ये तमन्ना है कि आजादे तमन्ना रहूं, one Sufi says. So what has happened to us is, when she created the creation, we being the constituent, we did not realize that all of this is internally interconnected with each other. Our Roop, Naam, which has Maik influence, has nothing to do with Asti Bhati Priti. Satchit Ananda Swarupa, we are all one only. The reason why we have been waylaid is because of desire. तो हमारी चाह ने हमको यहाँ पे लेके आया है. So who brought us here? Because again, the desire is whose creation? It is Ma's creation. It is Devi's creation. Why? Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Karya Shakti. All the three belong to her because she is Shakti. If she is the Shakti, she creates everything, then she is the one who puts us down here. That's why we can't see the Brahman. If I have lost the address, who can take me back to the address? The one who knows the address. Devi knows the place where we should be going. We are not going. That's why she says, okay, it's my creation, I let you go. But it is her finger we are going to hold to go back to that. Once that interconnectivity of all the creation is understood, on a very macro level, we have started understanding it much better. Global warming, what is it? Some glacier way up there in Norway cracks down, we are worried here. How are you connected? It is the same creation of the Devi, which we had forgotten. Saha Yajna. If we look at the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, Saha Yajna Phalam. The one who eats Uchishta of Saha Yajna Phalam is the right way of living. So what has happened is, because of me and mine, me, Tadatmya Adhyas, Mine, Sansarga Adhyas. Me and mine has led to stupefaction of our faculty. We think we are in the hosh. We are not. One Sufi says, कोई गुनाह होश से बढ़कर गुनाह नहीं, जो बेहोश हो गया वो बड़ा होशियार था. This art of becoming behosh, meaning withdrawing the consciousness from the vyavahara and going back to that avastha, है पूरे जहान में ये शेख का अजीब फैसला, जो यहाँ पियो तो हराम है, वहां पियो तो हलाल है. The difference is, my journey has been on a wrong track, wrong direction. One. Two, I am connected to the Surya Devata, the Chandra Taraka, the other people, the Srushti, the trees, the animals. Everything has impact on me. I have impact on them. And that is why knowing the impact the constellations and the day nights have on our mental makeup and thought process. Who knows this? To know this, you have to transcend the boundaries of your intellectual abilities. Everything that we see around through the Devi is consciousness in the garb of the Devi. It's not Dr. Jadhav who is speaking to you. It's the Devi. She has made it possible to use Vagdevata. Vacho vibhanti nikhila yad anugrahena. Pratasmarami rudhi. Shankaracharya's prayer is there. When this is happening, then I must, on the occasion when I shall be in absolute close touch with the Devi, which has been identified as 4 Navaratris in a year, 2 of which are banned for us. Why banned? They are Gupta Navratri. Why Gupta Navratri? The way to reach the Brahma, Atma Jnana, is through variety of means. Why variety of means? Because Devi has given us the variety of resources to us. Depending upon what you have done for yesteryears because of your prarabdha, you shall develop Swadharma. Once you develop the Swadharma, for no reason you feel कि हमें कृष्ण भगवान से बड़ा प्यार है, शिव जी के साथ उतनी जमती नहीं है. Not that I am against. We see people, everybody has an inclination. उसमें भी, और ये तुम्हारी हमारी बात नहीं, मैं आपको एक एग्जाम्पल बताता हूँ. There is a very nice example of none else than सूरदास जी महाराज. अब सूरदास जी बालकृष्ण, भाई कृष्ण उनके लिए only way the Krishna could be seen by him is बालकृष्ण. There was no adult Krishna. किशोर भी नहीं, बालकृष्ण. और वहां तुलसीदास जी समकालीन थे. अब सब राम दोनों बनारस में मिले एक दूसरे से. They met him in Kashi, and all of a sudden they found that an elephant was running amok on the street coming towards them. अब situation ये हो गई, everybody started running. तुलसीदास महाराज जी आराम से बैठे रहे रास्ते पे. सूरदास जी भाग गए. एलिफेंट के हाथी महाराज आए, तुलसीदास महाराज जी ने खाली देखा, नतमस्तक होके निकल गए. The elephant became calm and normal. सब लोग आ गए, तुलसीदास महाराज की जय, भाई प्रभु रामचंद्र की जय. पर ये क्या हुआ? सूरदास जी भाग गए. ये भी तो सिद्ध थे, नित्य मुक्त थे, जीवन मुक्त थे. So it was asked, and who asked? Everybody forced. तुलसीदास जी वो हंस रहे थे, फिर भी उनको बोला आप पूछिए, हम नहीं पूछ सकते. तुलसीदास जी asked, and what he asked? सूरदास जी महाराज, everybody wants to know, why did you run? He said, Bhaiya, for you there is a adult Ram who can do something. Mine is Balakrishna. How will I protect from the elephant? So everybody has a Swadharma, inclination for something. अब ये होने के बाद there are different ways given by the Mata. She says, it's my creation, beta. Which way you want to go? मेरे कंधे पे बैठना, I have no problem. मेरी उंगली पकड़नी है, I have no problem. This Mata has to be remembered in what sense? In her fullest sense. और fullest sense क्या है? कि अगर देवी माँ से प्रार्थना करके, if I have to pray to her so that she takes me back to the source from where I came. For that matter, Devi is always telling us, look, I have no problem if you go out of my creation. She is most welcoming everyone to go out of her creation. Nobody wants to go. And the question comes, she only takes me out and she only puts me into the trouble. I am Ajnani. Ajnan ka astitva kya hai? Where from Ajnan has come? It's a creation. The creation has to be of Devi. So Ajnan ka locus of nescience, as they say, where is it? It is in Devi only. That is why the one who understands the tricks of Maya or Devi, जैसे कबीर महाराज है, very, very careful about it. सावध और दक्ष उसे तत्काल मोक्ष. कैसे? कबीर महाराज बोलते हैं, माया महा ठगिनी हम जानी, पंडित के संग पंडिता होए बैठी, काहू के कौड़ी कानी. तीर्थ में पंडा होए बैठी, तीर्थ में मूरत हो बैठी, तीर्थ में भई पानी. माया महा ठगिनी हम जानी. Another जीवन मुक्त feels that ये जो रमैया की दुल्हन है, the consort of राम, not दाशरथी राम. दाशरथी राम फिर देवी के अंदर ही है. कौन सा राम? वो कबीर दास ने हमको बताया है. राम निरंजन न्यारा रे, वो निरंजन है. अंजन सकल पसारा रे, ये देवी माया है. अंजन वेद, अंजन बानी, अंजन घोकतकत ज्ञान रे, अंजन ब्रह्मा, अंजन विष्णु, अंजन गोपी संगु गोविंदु रे. राम निरंजन न्यारा रे. उस राम के पीछे यानी ब्रह्म के पीछे यानी अल्टीमेट ट्रुथ, इफ यू वांट टू रीच, द ओनली रिकोर्स वी हैव इज टू द देवी. सो गुप्त नवरात्रि जो है वो एक ऐसा मार्ग है जो स्वधर्म से वाम मार्ग की तरफ या तंत्र की तरफ, आइदर तंत्र जिसमें तंत्र, मंत्र और यंत्र आता है, जिसका किसी ने पढ़ाई किया नहीं है. वी आर नॉट फ्रॉम दैट. हम तो साधक है, सीधे साधे हैं, भोले हैं, स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड. सो वी डोंट गेट इनटू दैट बिकॉज उसमें देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ रिस्ट्रिक्शंस टू फॉलो इन तंत्र विद्या. तंत्र विद्या इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट स्ट्रिक्टर डिसिप्लिन टू फॉलो. और उसमें भोग में योग जताए, वो गुरु सत्य कहा है. अब भोग, वैसे भी हमको भोग से छुटकारा नहीं मिलता. इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू गेट आउट ऑफ दिस एडिक्शंस ऑफ द सेंसेस. सो वी शुड नॉट गेट इनटू तंत्र मार्ग अनलेस you are adept, you are inclined, and you have a guru. So Gupta Navaratri always happens for Tantra. For both the Navaratris, the Sharadiya Navaratra, the one which we are celebrating now, is considered to be very auspicious because the prayers, if done on 9 days, अब सवाल उठता है 8 दिन क्यों नहीं? Why not 8 days? Why not 10 days? The reason for the 9 days is all that is countable in the count of the Devi or the creation. 9 are the only permutations that are possible because after 9 you transcend the cosmos and reach to the infinity. The 9 days also have esoteric significance. नवरात्रि में पाठ कौन सा पढ़ा जाता है? विच स्क्रिप्चर वी रीड? चंडी पाठ, ललिता सहस्त्रनाम। अब जो देवी महात्म्य या जो चंडी पाठ है, सरप्राइजिंगली those who are into the Gupta Navratra and normal Navratra both read the same scriptures. एक forbidden है, one is forbidden, one is allowed for all, that one is restricted for few, but the scriptures are same. How can that be? Now we will just see one example. We have a paucity of time, so we will just see one example. When the Chandi part starts, the first line says, Savarni, the first word of the first line, Markandeya Rishi starts talking about it. Savarni Surya Tanaya Ya Manu Kathyate Ashtama. Normal meaning of this Sanskrit statement, which I said, is Surya Tanaya, the son of the sun, Surya, the son of the Surya, is called eighth Manu. Sa Manu Kathyate. Very simple. Savarni is the name of the Manu. This is for you and me to read. Tantra, if they read it, how they will read it? Savarni. Varni is called as a hook in mantra language. When two words are attached together, there is a hook to attach two alphabets, that is called Varni. Sa Varni Ya Manu Kathyate. Now, Surya Tanaya. What is Surya Tanaya? Son of the. In Tantra, Surya is Agni. Surya is, Lakshanartha of Surya is Agni. Agni's Bija mantra is Ram. Ra with an Anuswar. Now, Surya Tanaya becomes for Tantra Ram, Ra and an Anuswar. Savarni becomes a hook. And Ya Manu. Manu, we know Manu. Manu Samhita. There are 14 Manu, Manvantara. Manu means alphabet. This is another meaning. This is beauty of Sanskrit language. Now, Manu as eighth alphabet, Ashtam alphabet, is Ya, Ra, La, Va, Sha, Sha, Sa, Ha. So they are pointing by Manu and Ashtama towards Ha. So Ram, Ha, and Savarni, a hook, it becomes Rim. Rim is the Bija mantra of Devi. This is how Tantra or Gupta Navratri is done. So this is just a glimpse of example of how Tantra differs from a normal puja. Now comes the question, 9 days we are doing a puja. Purpose is very clear. I am embedded in this samsara. I am colloquially very, very successful. I have made money. I've got 2 cars, couple of flats, apartments, children are nice. Lucky enough, they've gone to US. There also they got a job in Microsoft. And my son got married or daughter got married, son-in-law is nice or daughter-in-law is nice. This is where our definition of success is fulfilled. The question is, if you ask anyone, and anyone includes the richest of the world to the poorest of the world, do you feel everything is done? You've got what you wanted. And in doing all this, we haven't done what is needed to be done to remain an completely satisfied or blissful person. Why then we are doing all these wrong things and expecting good things out of it? The person who owned a vast kingdom in India, his father took special precautions to see that the child does not know what sorrow is. Shuddhodana Raja took special efforts to see that his son Siddhartha will not see sorrow anywhere, yet such a Chakravarti, Shrimant Raja with just one sight of an old man, death and sickness, left the palace because he realized nothing of this can give me what I intend to get, which is a bliss. And that is because we still feel this is important for me. This is a side business. I have a flat, I have a car, I have this, I have a guru also, and I have a Ishta Devata. If this is the way we are looking toward the spirituality, then it will be also a transactory thing that is happening all over in our own country, where lots of Babas would be coming and lots of Bhaktas would be coming. Even they are imprisoned, still you feel that they are the most knowledgeable. In that case, if I have to be sure about it, I have to recite the need of it. Govindo gayo nahi kya kamayo baware. Sikh fakiri sikhni to panihari se sikh. When the ladies in the olden days, they used to go to fill the water pot, right? They would talk a lot with each other, but their sight is always on whether the pot is full or not. Sikh fakiri sikhni to panihari se sikh. बात करे सखियों से ध्यान गगर के बीच. Our problem is our dhyana is not there. And if the dhyana is there, then bhala hua meri gagari phuti main paniya bharan se chuti. This is what Kabir says. In our case, it is not happening. That is why today, this Navratri happens to be the time for us to remind about the importance of Mahamaya, that please, Nayate, take me with you towards the ultimate truth called Brahman. Then what do I do for these 3 days? Why 9 nights? And it is Ratri. For that matter, just for the information, we have all different types of Bhakti Sampradaya in India. Gaudiya Sampradaya in West Bengal, you know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gauranga and everybody. Then you have Srinath ji. Then you have Mathuravasi, Hamare Bake Bihari ji. Then you have Sri Sampradaya of Ramanuja, which is also there. Then you have Madhvacharyas in Udupi, again the Krishna Sampradaya. All these Sampradayas come from a original Sampradaya where the scripture followed is called Pancharatra. Again Ratra. अब जो चल रही है नवरात्र, because right now tamasoma jyotirgamaya, it is presumed that we are in night of tama and we are now going to go towards the dawn of knowledge with the help of the Devi. She goes on for 9 days and we worship her in different forms in 9 days. When we worship her, the first worship of the 3 days, the Devi is called Shailaputri. The first day's Devi is called Shailaputri. Second days is called Brahmacharini. And the third is called Chandraghanta Devi. These are the first 3 days. If you look at the Chandi part or Devi Purana, in Devi Purana, there are total 13 adhyay. Devi Puran comes from Markandeya Puran. In Markandeya Puran, 81st Adhyay to 93rd Adhyay, 13, are nothing else but the Chandi part. It's a part of Markandeya Puran. In that, 3 Devis are talked about. First is Mahakali, second is Mahalakshmi, and third is Mahasaraswati. First 3 days, we worship Mahakali. In what form? Shailaputri. Shailaputri, Parvati ka naam, right? But Shaila means Prithvi Tattva. तो पहले ही दिन कलश की स्थापना होती है. Kalash, what is it? It is the sign by Lakshanartha, it is a womb. Kalasha is the Ma's entire creation is in that. We first worship her as her Srujana Shakti. That is why in certain parts of Navratri, we bring the clay and put the seed into it. In our spiritual journey, in the first 3 days, what we do is we first take the first task in our hand. Let us say tomorrow I have decided. We decide a lot of things. Tomorrow I'll start the exercise. I'll do this. We never decide from tomorrow onwards I'll try to become godlike. Never happens. But suppose we decide that we would like to reach the ultimate reality, truth, Brahman, Atman, whatever they talk about. The first thing that you do is you find out what are your faults. So our situation is, in this entire Sharira, there is only one thing which can actually mar you or make you. There's only one thing that can destroy you or that can survive you, and that is called Antakarana or Mana. Man eva manushyanam karanam bandha moksha yoho. The Shastra tells us that. Now this mana is like a crystal. It is not tangible. You can't dissect this. The brain is not mind. This mind that we are talking is like a crystal. Why crystal? Because that is the only tarala padartha made up of Shabala Sattva Guna which can reflect Lord's light. The very fact you're listening to me and I'm able to talk, both are possible because of the Chaitanya. If you are understanding what I'm speaking, your mind, the so-called crystal, is absorbing and analyzing it as jnana. This crystal, then why this crystal? Why this mind is not realizing suddenly Bhagavan Sri Krishna or Brahman? Why not overnight? That means there is something wrong with this apparatus which needs to be set right. So setting right, the first thing you do is, what we do, supposing that there is a glass, you want to clean the glass because it has to reflect or see I want to see my face there, but glass is covered with a dark tar. So first thing, in order to make it glass again, what you will do, you will scrape the coal tar, the dirt that is there. This dirt is called mala. And in Chandi part, it says, from where the mala came, Vishnu Karno Malodbhavat. It came from the ear of Vishnu. Again, because it is a creation. Every bad thing here or good thing here is of Maya only. Because Devi creates everything. Kabir Maharaj very nicely says, Dil ka bhed batave avdhu achhi karni kar le tu, dali phool jagat ke mahi रहने वाला तू का तू. नर नारी में एक बिराजे, दो दुनिया में दिखे तू, बालक होके रोवन लागे, संभलने वाला तू का. हाथी में हाथी होए बैठो, चीटियों में छोटो तू, होए महावत ऊपर बैठो, हाकन वाला तू का तू. चोरों के संग चोरी करता, बदमाशों में भेड़ो तू, चोरी करके जो पकड़ावे, पकड़ने वाला. Maya is everywhere. If this is the case, then my first action is to clear the malam in my mind. That crystal which is supposed to be pristine and pure and clear and transparent has been covered by malam. That mala I have to remove. And to remove that mala is not easy because they are like two demons called Madhu and Kaitava. Now, Puranas are all stories, but please do not get waylaid by them as stories. Puranas are part of Vidyasthana because they tell you something through the Arthavad. That is called hyperbole or Atishayokti or Arthavad. Now here, when you want to have Madhu and Kaitava, which is related to Mala, Madhu means honey. All the things in this world which are sensed through the senses or Indriya Gochar as they call it in Shastra, they are all sweet, so difficult to resist. Example, Brahma Muhurt, you want to get up. Don't feel like, why? So nice to laze around Madhu. Right? And Kaitava, Kit means insect in Sanskrit. Bha is always indicative of prakash or effulgence or intelligence, right? Bhargo devasya dhimahi, bha, and bharat, bha is prakash. Kaitabha is that insect which eats away the light. So Madhu and Kaitabha, these two demons are only possible to be killed by a ferocious Devi called Mahakali, which means Drudhanishchayat Hantum. It's possible to get over these things only by Drudhanishchaya, and that is why in the first 3 days, the Shailiputri, the Brahmacharini. Now, Brahmacharini itself means the Brahmam Charati Yaha, Saha Brahmacharini, Sa Brahmacharini, Striling, Sa Brahmacharini. If that is the case, then comes the question, that means the Vairagya will develop only when you will go away from the Indriya Gochar. Vishaya Virajya Vrata Dosha Drushtya Muhurmuhu. In Viveka Chudamani, Vairagya has been defined in a little different way. I was defining about Shama, but Vairagya is Astamba Brahma Paryante Yanitye Bhogavastuni. Even Brahma's pada also is given to you. We don't want it. Vairagya has to develop, which is called Para Vairagya or Vashikara Vairagya. So this is the first 3 days when we worship the Devi. We focus on the Mala Nirdalana with the help of that Mahakali which should reside in me. And now Mahakali means not a Stri. Mahakali is for everyone. She is Shakti. So she has to reside in my intellect, my buddhi. Then only I will be able to take care of the malam. The mala will be dissipated. But after dissipating the malam comes in what form? It has got 3 forms. Kam, Krodha, Moha. Narakasya Trayam Dwaram. Bhagavad Gita says these are 3 gates to the hell. Right? Rajoguna Samudbhavat. It creates Rajoguna. Once I deal with this, you feel that, okay, I have no more qualms. I got rid of Kama, Krodha, Moha. I'm no more angry. I'm no more attached. Everything, job is done. No. This is only the external aspect of you interacting with the outside objects. When all the Indriyas are closed, there is another demon. And that demon is residing in the form of thoughts in the mind or the antakarana. I want to eat something. I want to drive the best car. I want to wear something beautiful. I want to have 500 sarees in the cupboard, etc. That is still an outside implication. Most difficult thing in this world to do is to stay alone without thoughts. Try anytime. The reason is the mind, antakarana, the definition of mana itself is sankalpa vikalpatmakaha manaha. That which always keeps thinking is mana. Now you take thoughts, look at them how they are. When the thought comes, it goes towards one thing, right? Now you don't want to think about it. For example, you are sitting here and you tell your mind, no, I have to listen to whatever is being spoken about. Suddenly you said, I hope in the night and when we leave. Right? So this is called as Vikshep. The next obstacle we have is called Vikshep. Vikshep is nothing else but tossing of mind. And this mind is always in one of the 5 conditions as per the Yoga Shastra. It is Moodha, Kshipta, Vikshipta, Ekagra and Niruddha. These are the 5 states of mind. Out of which Ekagra and Niruddha we need not think because we are never in that. Kshipta, Vikshipta and Moodha we are always. That is because every time I try to control a thought, the thought takes bigger shape. And it keeps changing, exactly like Mahishasura. What is Mahishasura? Mahishasura was taking the shape of a bull, then a buffalo, then an elephant. Devi had a tough time dealing with that. And this is only one part. The second part is, if you deal with one thought, another comes. Rakta Bija. At every drop of Rakta Bija demon, another few Rakta Bijas were born. And then how do you take care of this? You have to take care of this by ensuring that not one drop of blood of Rakta Bija, that means not one semblance of thought, comes back to the mind on the ground. The fertile ground is mind. So how it is possible? Only when Mahalakshmi in the form of Durga or Kali extends her tongue and proceeds to cover three lokas. Now the drop of blood will not fall on the ground and there will be no more Rakta Bija formed because her tongue has protruded out. As a sign of that, Lakshanartha of that, Kali is always in the form of the red tongue. Now every people, so many they ask, how can you have such a demonic god? The reason behind that, why is she having Naramunda? Why the skulls? Those are all Rakta Bijas which have been cut and slaughtered by her. And she's holding one in the hand, not letting the drop of blood fall anywhere except her tongue, because that is the way she is going to protect your thoughts being scattered anywhere, because ekagrata, ekam agre asit iti ekagrata. If that doesn't happen, then you are not going to reach to the place from where you have come. Otherwise, you will go back to your old abode. We are all Hausas. We are called Paramahausas. We are all Hausas. Shrunvanto Amrutasya Putraha. This is the statement from Veda. Listen, O children of nectar. Then why are we poisoned? The reason is Prita Purani Karanere Chuga Chuga Kankada Khai. Haus Chugega Dana. Moti. We are supposed to have moti. And that is the reason why for Vikshepa activity, we require Mahalakshmi in different forms such as Chamunda, Kali. Right? Now the question here is, the Devis that we are talking is of Sharadiya Navratra. Gupta Navratra Devis are different because they are Tantra Devis. So there it starts from Kali, Tara, Tripura Sundari, Bagla Mukhi, Chamunda, Dhumravati, Kamala, Matangi. Those are Tantra goddesses. For our Navratri, now the goddess has taken a different shape. Now she's not Shailyaputri or Brahmacharini or Chandraghanta. Now she is Kushmandu. Kushmandu Devi is the fourth day. Why Kushmandu? Kushmandu, Anda means the universal egg of creation. Kushma means something that is looked down upon. Mata herself, although she is the creator of all this, she looks at all this creation with a kind of a futile exercise, because she is surviving on the ashraya of the Brahma, which has the glory in itself. So she gives a feeling by thoughts in the mind of sadhaka while doing the puja that all this universe is tyajya. All this Tavaiva Vaha Tavanrutya Gite Nachiket in Kathopanishad, one of the Upanishad, Dharmaraj, Yama is called Dharmaraj. Yama has got a peculiar place. Why? He's on both the sides. So Nachiketa, after Tistro Ratro Kathopanishad, after staying for 3 nights there, when 3 boons were asked by Yamaraj, that he said, ask 3 boons. And he said, I want to know Brahma Vidya. He said, no, I will give you whatever you ask. Ask how many. You want Brahmadeva's life? Now, for that matter, many of us may not know what is Brahmadeva's life, especially children. Let me tell them in the modern language. It is 13 trillion and 40 billion years. It is called Mahakalpa. Because his one day is 4.3 billion years. No religion in the world has cosmogony to this extent. Calculated at a time when people were still counting 1, 2, 3, 4. That is what Sanatana Hindu Dharma is. So now when this Brahmanda he starts realizing that there is not worth it. What is worth is Lord Krishna. What is worth is that Adishiva. What is worth is that Brahma. You call it Saguna, you take different names. You call it Nirguna Nirakara, you call it Brahma. So Kushmandu, Skandamata. On the 5th day, we worship Skandamata. And on the 6th day, we worship Katyayani Devi. Why Katyayani? Right now, we do not know what is the extent of this world itself, because even the science is telling us that galaxies are still expanding. Very recently, NASA published a photograph, first time of a particular black hole sound. They're still struggling. But the yogi, or the one who is the sadhaka and doing puja of Mata, and if Devi is prasanna with him, then he starts realizing that what is the vastness of creation. Mind well, the creation that we see is through our buddhi, and buddhi itself is very limited. Buddhi, when it takes the wings, those wings are called pratibha, and when it starts going up and up, it is called prajna. When prajna develops and takes the final ascent in the maximum form, it is called Rutambara Vidya. In Rutambara Buddhi, there is nothing. Kasmin Bhagavo Vidnyate Sarvam Idam Vidnyato Bhavati. In one of the Upanishads, one question is asked, what do you want? And what the Balak is asking, Kasmin Bhagavo Vidnyate, what is that if I know there is nothing left to be known? This is beauty of Hindu Dharma. And Upanishads are written about 4,000 years back. So the sadhaka who is doing Katyayani Puja, he starts asking a question, Kati Ayana, what is the measurement? Ma, what is your measurement? I can't measure you. Kati Ayana, that is Katyayani. This is expansion of his intellect on the 6th day. So now malam is gone. From the pristine pure glass, the mind, the dirt is gone. Vikshepa means shaking is gone. Just imagine a mirror. You want to see in the mirror your face. It's all covered by dirt. So first you cover the dirt, but it is constantly moving. You can't see your image. In the mind, it is the same thing. Malam, the dirt. Vikshepa, the movement. Malam is removed with the help of Mahakali. Vikshepa with the help of Mahalakshmi. Now it appears that the job is done, but not so. Why? Imagine Bhagavan Sri Krishna is standing on the other side, and you have a glass in between. You are able to see him, but you can't meet him. You can see him because Mala is gone, Vikshepa is gone, the Chaitanya is developed to a great extent in your buddhi. You are able to see the God, but you still can't meet him because there is a glass, transparent, although completely telling you how Bhagavan Sri Krishna is looking, his bluish color, his peacock feather, everything you have seen, but you are so keen to meet him. Radha in you. Radha in you. Everybody has Radha in them. Radha is called Ladini Shakti. It's a Ladini Shakti of Krishna. They cannot be separated. Can Agni and heat be separated? Can sun and light be separated? Can gold and its shin, the shimmer, can it be separated? Can Radha and Krishna be separated? Everybody has a Radha in him which needs to be awakened so that he goes for ultimate union with the Krishna, which now after these 6 nights, by working on the Mala Vikshepa, he is able to see through the glass the Krishna, but he is not able to meet. But the problem here is a little different. The very vision of Krishna is so captivating that the sadhaka keeps enjoying looking at him without realizing that there is a glass to be broken, and then only you can go to Krishna. This is called Anandamaya Kosha. This is one penultimate station, not the ultimate station. In Sankhya Tattvajnana, in Patanjali Yoga Shastra, it is called Prakruti Laya Deva. They are considered greater than Deva. But because you don't have any tamo guna, rajo guna, you're basking in the light and bliss of sattva guna, you start enjoying happiness or bliss so much that you get intoxicated by that. So now there are two things happening. One thing is you're not able to meet the Krishna because you're enjoying the sight and the vision of Krishna. At the same time, you also forget that your duty is to go and meet the Krishna and be one with him, the Sayujjata. So that means there are two enemies here, Shumbha and Nishumbha. Look at the meaning in Sanskrit of Shumbha and Nishumbha. Shumbha indicates more of intoxication. Nishumbha, distraction. First, you drink alcohol, you get intoxicated because you start enjoying the alcohol. And then as an effect, you don't recognize anybody. That's an effect. So Shumbha and Nishumbha both have to be tackled now. And that tackling is not by only power that you can do. For that, you require the intellectual power. So Mahasaraswati comes into the picture. Now Mahasaraswati is going to take three different Rupam, the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th day. Kalaratri, Mahagauri, and Siddhidatri. These are those last three Devis. And what do? They help you in getting over that intoxication, saying that you need an alcohol. But don't wait there. You go to a stage where without having anything, you will always be in bliss because you are not going to derive bliss from something. You will be bliss yourself. Ishq ka zarf azma to jara. Tu nazar se nazar mila to jara. Dil ko taski na ho to main jamin. Tu maikade mein aa to jara. This is Sayujya Mukti. Salokata, Sarupata, Samipata, they are all fine stages. But still there is a last moment. This is precisely what is described in Patanjali Yoga Sutra as going from Sabija Samadhi to Nirbija Samadhi. For this, the Kalaratri helps a lot. Why? Because Kala is the only thing on which creation is existing. The moment you transcend the time, Kala Titam, we say in Atharvashirsha, Ganesh Bhagwan ji ko hum bolte hain na, Avasthatrayatitaha. मैं भी बोलता था, suddenly the Ganpati came out and said that, Dr. Saab, I am already that, what about you? We always say Ganpati is like that. कश्ती भी नहीं बदली, दरिया भी नहीं बदला. Navratri is the time to get reminded of those things, and these 9 nights then ultimately do what? Then there is a victory. Then there is Vijaya Dashmi. And Dashami, it is on the 10th. Why? Bungalow khub bano nyaro. This is Gorakshanath. बंगलो खूब बनो न्यारो. इस नगरी के 10 दरवाजे, बीच पवन का थुम्बा. Is referring to कुंडलिनी. इस नगरी के 10 दरवाजे, बीच पवन का थुम्बा, आवत जावत कछु अंदर से यही बड़ा अचंबा. Gorakshanath says it's not easy because Tantra Vidya, Gupta Navratri, they are focusing more on Kundalini Jagruti. Same Devi that she has created the Samashti. She is also there in the same form in the Veshti. There is nothing that is available outside which is not in our own body. Pindi te Brahmandi. Jo Pind mein hai, the problem is we don't understand is that is why Kabir Maharaj says, बूंद समाई सागर में जाने हर कोई, सागर समाया बूंद में जाने बिरला कोई. You have to be at that level to understand it. And once you understand that, then you don't see कौन आया है सुनने के लिए, कृष्ण भगवान के लोग हैं, सब चैतन्य सामने बैठा है. कौन बात कर रहा है? चैतन्य बात कर रहा है. किसकी बात कर रहा है? चैतन्य की बात कर रहा है. This is not an exaggeration or a theoretical concept. This is a part of, because this is all paroksha jnana. Aparoksha anubhuti, the actual experience of this. We have enormous life examples. Jo Maya, the one Devi who was actually taking us towards downfall, now she is taking us towards our utkarsha. So this is nothing else but the dramatic, spiritual, triumphant journey of Devi in 9 days to reach to the place where we have come from. And it is not something which is put into our culture. It is put on different pratala levels. मैं जानता नहीं वेद. I don't know. I don't know Veda. I don't know Shastra. I don't know Darshana. No one is denied access to reach to the God. There is no qualifying standard in Hinduism for anyone to start the search of God. We had examples of Ramana Maharshi, who became walking God on the earth and then started studying the books. But it was a slight difference the way he was studying. On Arunachala, where he was staying, he decided that he should study the scriptures now. He was already realized. So the Swami Muni brought some books and started reading it to him. When he was reading, Raman Maharshi used to sit and listen and used to say, yes, yes, that is correct. This is how it happens. Because he had anubhuti. We have theory of it. But even knowing theory is called Shastra Krupa. There are only 4 Krupas available in this world. We are already few of those Punyavan one because we have Ishwar Krupa, or else this evening in Bhuvanji's house wouldn't have been possible. In Jnaneshwar Maharaj, in one of the lines says, Bahut Sukrutanchi Zodi Manuni Vitthali Avadi. He says, to get the name of Vitthala on your tongue, you require enormous amount of punyam. So first is Hari Krupa or Ishwar Krupa that we have. That's why we are here. What we are trying to get now through this particular discourse, it is Sahapatha. The one who is sitting here is also in the same boat. The one, what we are doing now is called attempt to get Shastra Krupa. Hari Krupa, Shastra Krupa, then comes Guru Krupa. And after Guru Krupa, Atma Krupa. Your own efforts. Guru ki karani Guru jayega, chele ki karani chela, ud jayega hans akela, jag darshan ka mela. जैसे पात गिरे तरुवर से मिलना बहुत दुहेला. The human birth, Naradeha, is after a lot of punya we get it. The reason being, the maximum expansion of buddhi in all the yonis is only in human birth. It is not an overstatement. Swami Vivekananda himself has stated that the devas need to be reborn as human beings for mukti. Dhyana vastit yad gate na manasa pashyanti yam yogino yasya anta na vidu. They do not understand. Sura Suragana, even devas don't understand the yogi. That is his stage. That is why Indra Maharaj, jitni bhi kathaएं आपने सुनी है, somebody started a penance and Indra Maharaj became frightened. Because he knew there is a limitation for his appointed and anointed state. The one who has limitless knowledge. And he is not having only paralaukika sukha. We are trying to get laukika sukha. All this, what we are trying to get here is laukik. Paralaukik is in those saptalokas that you get. But those of this caliber, they get alaukika sukha. Non-experiential bliss. And our entire march is supposed to go on those lines. That is why every Navaratri is an attempt, year after year, to propitiate the Devi. And that is why, in terms of the sensitivity that one can have towards the Devi, in terms of her ability to procreate, sustain, and carry on, this has been given more to the women. It's a very common observation. Everyone will agree that even in the families, the stoicness, the central pillar, the one that doesn't move, the one in adversities will look after and protect her children. The one in adversities also will definitely ensure that the progress keeps happening, is the lady of the house. And that is because Stri Tattva is more akin. I am not denying the other gender also, but more akin. And that is why majority of the cases, generally, Devi Puja is usually done by both, but more by the women. The identification in terms of intellectual samskaras is far more between a woman and a Devi. And this Devi is a genderless Devi. This Devi is a genderless Devi. That is why Deva also comes under her creation. Whether it is any Deva that we know. That is why if she decides, she can even take gods for ride. Brahma lute, Shivaji lute, Narad Muni ke piche pachar. You know Narada's story. He decided to marry. What happened?
Yes, yes.
You know Jadhav story for a small deer. What happened? And who does this? Ramaya ke dulhana lutal bazar. Surapura luta, Nagapura luta. Surapura, Dev, Nagapura patal, Surapura luta, Nagapura luta. तीनों लोक मच हाहाकार. हम तो बच गए साहिब कृपा से. कबीर महाराज says, हम तो बच गए साहिब कृपा से. क्योंकि राम को पकड़ के कबीर निकल गए. So she is both ways. It's a double-edged sword. Same Devi is a Taraka, same Devi is Maraka. But it is she who has created this. I am a part of creation. The only way to get out of her clutches, I have to propitiate her. And that is why everything is Mayavi. The puja is Mayavi. The ritual is Mayavi. The dhyana is Mayavi, the dhyaya is Mayavi, but still we need to do it. The reason being, that is the only way one can reach to the ultimate destination that one would like to reach. That is why Navaratri or any puja when we do, if we have this background in the mind, then we will be much more in a position to do the puja. And then even while doing the puja in Navaratri, whatever rituals you are following, maybe you are giving some flowers, you are doing some prasadam, whatever, always think that the one who is standing there in the form of a photograph or a murti or anything is not an inanimate object. In Sri Sampradaya of Ramanujacharya in South, if you see, Vigraha, the God's presentation, is considered to be God himself. So when we do it, that is why when we do Deva Puja, we have Balakrishna in the Deva Puja, we have Ganesh Ji there. Now imagine your own child is sitting. How would you take your small infant in your hand? With most care. You will not let your child fall anywhere. You will just see that, oh, if I put it this way, he might hit his head here. There must be something soft here. The same feeling has to be there for our own gods. If you are giving bath, you are bathing your God. If you are bathing Krishna, it should be precisely how Radha would do it. It's not a question of it's copper metal or gold metal. It is Krishna. So every drop of, would you like to take bath and come with wet body weight inside the house? No, you want to properly, dry yourself. The Krishna needs the same thing. He needs to sleep. How do you give prasadam to Krishna? The prasadam is what after he eats, we give him bhog. When we give him bhog, suppose you are giving it to your own child, how the mother says, thoda, have little more. Nothing will happen. It's so nice. It's so fine. You want my child should eat. My Krishna also should eat. My Shivji also should eat. And once you have that bond developed in that manner, then anything goes wrong in your life, do not go anywhere. No counselor is going to help. No psychiatrist is going to help. No therapist is going to help. This is the only therapy. Go and ask him, Krishna, I'm not happy today. Something has gone wrong with me. Please set it right for me. And that bond, that is the ultimate essence of entire Purva Mimamsa. The Karma Kanda is only for Papa Nivrutti. Karma Kanda is, or Purva Mimamsa is for Papa Nivrutti, and Uttara Mimamsa is for Bandha Nivrutti. So Bandha Nivrutti, next step. The first step is Papa Nivrutti. For Papa Nivrutti, every night, once before going to the bed, go in front of Lord Krishna and just ask one thing. Is there anything I have done wrong today? Let me not tell it to my wife. Let me not tell it to my husband. Let me speak to Lord Krishna. Say in the mind, I made a mistake. Develop a relation with the deity. That is the main reason of Purva Mimamsa. And once that Papa Nivrutti happens, rest everything, because Ma always does one thing. Devi is watching so closely. All her devotees, moment he has passed his first standard, she takes you to the second standard and makes you sit there. Every vikas of the Chaitanya that will happen, every selfless activity you will do, Ma will be coming closer and closer to you. So always speak to her, talk to her. Whatever nice, achhi buri, jo bhi cheez hai, share with her. This Navratri, let us remind all of us that first we belong to the most auspicious, glorious religion of the world. This is the only religion which does not call it by any name. Hindu is not the religion name of our religion. We are Sanatana Dharma. That which is compulsorily bound to be absolutely truthful, irrespective of who follows it. That is why there is a complete freedom for you to say that I am not a Hindu, but yes, I follow Veda. It's okay. You say, no, I'm Hindu. Okay. Tomorrow morning you say, I'm not a Hindu. Fine. The pliability, the flexibility is because it is not a religion. That is why Swami Vivekananda in Chicago conference could so triumphantly say to everyone that for the whole mankind, I have a religion which wants you to be taken to that land where even religion does not exist. That kind of lion's roar can come, and we all belong to that religion. Let's have that legitimate pride in us, and let's be worthy of it by studying the depth and extensiveness of that particular religion. Spend some time every day. Vedo nitya adhiyatam. Shankaracharya has told us, nitya adhiyatam. At least half an hour, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. I don't know Sanskrit, doesn't matter. But at least see the depth of what ocean you are carrying with you. There are people who haven't had saints for centuries. Saint Francis of Assisi happened in 14th century, and then there is no saint for next 300 years. Come to India. We will show you a hillside. Every place, every 15 kilometers, there is one saint that has happened. Go from any place to any place, right from Guru Nanak at the top to Kabir Maharaj to go to Assam, go to any place you go. Saints after saint, Punya Bhumi. The car production, the GDP, all these are fine for the Vyavaharika Drishti, Rajoguna Prabhava, Sattva-guna Prabhava. That is why, please remember one statement told by Swami Vivekananda. We all must remember it as Hindu. And the statement was, I am prepared to remain a slave, although I don't like it. for any reason. But the day India starts looking outwards for the religious advice, my country is dead. There is nothing in the matter of religion or philosophy that the world can teach India. They can come and take in bucketful from here, but there's nothing they can contribute here. And this I can tell you by little study that I have done. There are moments while studying the darshanas that you get so overawed that your chest gets filled with the pride that I belong to that land where Markandeya Rishi was there, Yajnavalkya was there, Swami Vivekananda was there, Ramakrishna Paramahansa was there, Jnanadeva was there, Namadeva was there, Guru Nanak was there, Kabir was there, Narsi Mehta was there. Where do you find a saint, a male saint, who says that he is Radha and he is married to Krishna? Where do you find a blind poet called Surdas who sat in the evenings? In the morning, Surdas Maharaj used to start singing bhajan, and people used to come and enjoy it. Even Akbar came to listen, it seems. But such a mellifluous voice, such a sweet voice. And for whom he was singing? He couldn't see anybody, but he was seeing somebody. While singing, Balakrishna used to be on the side. The people could not say it. And while singing, suddenly he used to stop. And people used to ask, what happened? Then he would get up, go up to the end and come back. Say, Maharaj, what happened? Balakrishna was going there. He might fall, no? This has happened in our land. Narsi Mehta Maharaj always had Mangal Sutra and a Kumkum. Married to Sri Krishna. Radha Bhav. In this land, there was Ramakrishna Paramahansa, who not only became a female consort of Krishna, he described the vision of Radha. The skin color of Radha was described by Thakur Ramakrishna Paramahansa as color similar to Naga Champa. For about 6 months, Thakur was in women form, not by dress alone. He actually menstruated. He was using pads during that period. What I'm trying to say is, it is possible. When he became Hanuman Bhakta, for 3 months, Thakur never walked. He jumped from one place to other and had a tail, a coccygeal bone of almost 6 inches in length, which receded after 3 months. What more proof you want of this Devi, what she can do? Mahamaya Pratap. That is why Kalima was talking to Thakur. He used to wash the sari washed by Sharada Mata. To dry the sari, Thakur used to take it on the terrace. Now, you know, sari, when you want to keep it for drying, somebody has to hold on the other end. Who was the other one? Kalima used to come and hold the sari. When he went into Nirvikalpa Samadhi, his guru, because of which he got the name Paramahansa, his guru Totapuri Maharaj, he used to call him Nangta because he was naked. This Maharaj, 37 years, he was the Mathadipati of 700 disciples in Punjab. He left that just for the sake of Advaita Siddhi and got involved into Nirvikalpa Samadhi. When he walked on the road, he could not see anybody because everything was Chaitanya. There was no emotions, nothing. He says all useless because he was into Vairagya mode. He came to teach Thakurda. And he said, Thakurda, you would like to have Nirvikalpa Samadhi? He just looked and he said, I don't know. 1 minute, I'll ask mother and come. Poor fellow thought that he has a mother inside, he must be asking. He was asking Kalimata. He went and spoke to Kalima and Kalima said yes. When Swami Vivekananda doubted Ramakrishna Paramahansa and asked, how can you have such a murti and you say it is live? He said, Narendra, I can actually see the warm air coming from her left nostril on my face. If this has happened in this land, what more proof you require for the Mata or the Devi or the Mahamaya or the Prakriti to ensure yourself? That is the reason why these 9 days are complete consecration with total understanding, with total surrender to Mata. You have to worship her. Ask for the blessings, not of the material world. What you shall get in your life is a part of your prarabdha. Dukh and Sukh Both are part of, because from the last station where you left your train and you boarded the train, the bag that you carried is your own packed bag. On this station, if you open and got dirt inside, it was packed by you earlier. If you have packed the right nice things, you will enjoy. So Sukham and Dukkham are part of our own creation. But the problem is, there is something beyond this. Going beyond sorrow and happiness is what we should be asking her, not the Nishreyas. Abhyudaya Nishreyas Siddhi Dharma. This is the definition of dharma. So when we ask her, Vivekananda had the same problem as you and me. There was nothing to eat in the house. Father was dead. His house was so big. There were 2 swimming tanks inside the house. That was the big house. The total number of people were as many as 70. 60 out of them were his relations. They never worked, only were fed by his father. The expenditure of Vivekananda's home those days, I am talking of 1875, was 1,000 rupees a month, when the salary of a teacher was 3 rupees. And all that was gone after the death, to the extent that they were evicted from their own house by the tenants, their own relations. So he went to Ramakrishna and said that, like us, Ma, Ferrari, Porsche, ladki ki shadi. He said, I want something for my family so that I can continue on. At least he was asking for a better reason. And Thakur smiled and said that, good, today is Tuesday. It is Devi's day. Go and ask. He went there, folded his hand. Ma, Amak, Ma, to me, Gyan Dev, Buddhi Do. He came back and said, oh, I forgot. I should have asked for money, because I need money is what I need. Thakur said, no problem, one more time. Again he went, Ma, Amak, Gyan Do, Buddhi Do. Same, 3 times it happened. And then Thakur said that, you didn't understand. You will never be asking that, because it is not in your blood. It is not in you to ask for money. Kamini Kanchana Tyag. You are a Nitya Siddha. That is why Mahamaya has put us into this stage, and we want us and request her and pray her to get out of it. In Swami Vivekananda's case, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa has requested Mahamaya that please keep this boy in this world, otherwise so many of people all around, including Indians, will be deprived of the knowledge. That is what Mahamaya is. That is what Navratri is. That is what Devi Mahatmya is. That is what Chandi Patha is. That is what Gupta Navratri is. That is why Pratyaksha Navratri is. And that is why, keeping all this in mind, with Gurudeva's blessings, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kasyit Dukha, Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amrutargamaya. Om Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Harihi Om.
Krishna we say as Leela person, Kanaya, and the Krishna Purushottam Narayan. Both are same, but Purushottam Narayan is different. Krishna which perform Leela is different.
Bhakti Sampradaya, we have what is called as Vyuha Rachana. Vyuha Rachana is, there are different levels or pratala of Krishna's appearance. One is Vasudeva, another is Aniruddha Pradyumna Chatushti, and one is the Krishna that we worship. So one that is within the creation is our Krishna, which we worship. There is a Krishna which is transcendental, which is beyond the creation. That is called Paravyuha. So when we say Purushottama, then we are talking about the differential Purusha. Purusha Uttama means amongst the Purushas, Uttama Purusha. That means it is creation thing. Akshara Purusha, when we say, then we are talking beyond that. So why there is so much of this thing? It is simply because depending upon which standard of spirituality you are, you will find yourself closer to that. For example, you go to any village, they will say that I like to Bake Bihar, because that is how you start developing the bond with that. But if you ask a sadhu who is meditating in Himalayas, he would say that I am meditating upon Nirguna Nirakara Sri Krishna, which is beyond the time. So virtually, these are all nothing else but the appearances of Sri Krishna depending upon how much you are evolved. It is like physics is an subject. First standard will understand only little of it. 10th, little more than that. A graduate will understand even a theory of relativity. But all that is physics only. So Krishna is spreading from first standard to infinite standard. It depends on which standards you have reached. And how will you reach higher standard? Depends upon what you do in each janma. If your previous janma, you have a very incessant desire that I must learn more about Krishna, you will be born in this family, in the yoni, jati, ayu, yonihi, karmashayat. Your life, how long you will live, jati, in which species you will be born, and bhog, which bhog you will have, is predetermined before you are born. So based on that, your attitude towards the Krishna will also change or remain. Hari.
I wanted to ask about Purushottam.
Any further question? Yeah, please take the mic. Take the mic and ask.
Hari.
जनरली हम नवरात्रि करते हैं जो 9 दिन का फास्टिंग रखते हैं हम लोग
और हम मतलब देखते हैं कि आपने भी देखा होगा कि अष्टमी के दिन हम वो पूजा करते हैं मतलब देवी पूजा करते हैं लक्ष्मी पूजा करते हैं तो व्हाई नॉट आफ्टर 9 days या जैसे कि उन्होंने मालूम है कि जनरली का कि अष्टमी के दिन लोग यहाँ पूजा करते हैं उसके बाद वो मतलब एक भी फास्टिंग व्हाट इज द रीजन बिहाइंड दैट
अष्टमी की पूजा और कुमारी पूजा, कुमारी की भी पूजा होती है और अष्टमी की पूजा होती है. द रीजन इज, ये कुमारी जो होती है उसके कुछ क्राइटेरियाज है. द गर्ल शुड नॉट हैव स्टार्टेड हर पीरियड्स. कुमारी पूजा का एक, व्हाई दिस इज सो, बिकॉज स्त्री द्योतक है देवी की. देवी जब कुछ नहीं करती तो उसको मूला विद्या बोलते हैं, मूल माया. She has the potential, but she's not doing anything. When her potential is about to be explored, the creation happened, right? So the creation happens only when she becomes fertile. That is why the one who has understood the whole universe then would like to see the Devi in her avyakta form. ये व्यक्त फॉर्म है देवी का. ये पादाक्रांत करने के बाद, आफ्टर ट्रांसेंडिंग दिस, यू विल गो टुवर्ड्स सूक्ष्म और अव्यक्त. अव्यक्त मतलब द वन दैट हैज पोटेंशियल बट हैज नॉट फर्टिलाइज्ड, सो कुमारी, सो अष्टमी पूजा. बिकॉज 8वें दिन आप अव्यक्त की तक पहुंचते हो. व्यक्त से अव्यक्त, मल, विक्षेप एंड आवरण, मैंने 3 बताया. ये आवरण वाला जो है वो 8वें दिन का काम है. 8वें दिन में आप जो पूजा करते हो वो आवरण के आनंदमय कोश से बाहर निकलते हो, और अभी आप यू आर गोइंग टू ब्रेक द ग्लास सो दैट डायरेक्टली यू कैन टच लॉर्ड कृष्ण. ब्रह्म तत्व को आप पकड़ोगे, और जैसे ही आपने उसको पकड़ा, यू हैव बिकम विक्टोरियस. विजया दशमी हो गई, क्योंकि दशम स्थान जो है वो सहस्त्रार है. तो कुंडलिनी के हिसाब से वो सारे स्थानों से आप 90 दिन तक ऊपर चले गए, और कंठस्थ चक्र के ऊपर जाके जो मूलाधार चक्र है, यहां से जब आप अपनी खुद के बल पे, विथ योर ओन कंट्रोल, यू आर एबल टू टेक द नाडीज, सुषुम्ना नाडी, अप टू द सहस्त्रार चक्र. दैट इज वेयर द योगी हैज अ कंप्लीट मास्टरी ऑफ द क्रिएटेड एंड अनक्रिएटेड वर्ल्ड. That is why Dnyaneshwar Maharaj decided to end his life, sat in the Padmasana, and with the help of his tremendous control over the entire Prakriti, he ordered the pranas to go upwards. He took the pranas up to Sahasrara and left the prana from there. So he left the body as if you're removing a shirt. Vasansi Jirnani Yatha Vihaya, because his tunic was Jirnani. So that is why on 8th day, you are in the penultimate stage of breaking that glass. That is called Avarana Nasha. So it's a special puja. That's why as you go towards 9 days ahead and ahead, the puja becomes intense. The name of the Devi changes according to the action that is going to take place. And ये तंत्र में जो पूजा होती है, which Ramakrishna Paramahamsa did, very few people may be knowing, तंत्र की पूजा उन्होंने भैरवी ब्राह्मणी से की थी. So when she told that we are going to do Tantra Puja, in that puja, he worshipped Devi as his own wife. And his own wife was sitting on his lap without clothes. And Bhairavi was little worried that being a husband, even a slightest thought of carnal flesh in the mind would destroy the puja. But she was amazed to see that he could see mother in his own wife. That is called Devi Puja. Hari.